And we're underway in the first race on the annual Head of the Lake, the 137th staging of this event. I should say 107th staging of the event. Started back in 1913, the first actual race, but 1912 was declared a no race for some reason or other. I must find out that one day what the story is. But, certainly Lake Wendouree is very kind to us this morning, with the conditions being very flat and not very hot, as we've had very hot weather in the last few days. And the crews are rowing away from the starting bay, and on the left of your screen is the hot favourite St Patrick's College. Alongside them, Ballarat Grammar, Damascus on lane 5, Ballarat Clarendon on 6, and Ballarat High School on lane 7 on the right hand side. The crews are away through the 500 metres now in this first race on today's program. The Coxed Fours Open Division 1 for the boys. And looks like St Pat's have gone to the early lead here. They've been very impressive in recent weeks at the regatta. Ballarat Clarendon Ballarat Grammar alongside them on lane 4 are in second position as they come through the 500 metre mark of this 2,000 metre race. God, they've already opened up a handsome lead, Ballarat, the St Patrick's College crew, over Ballarat Grammar, as they come into the second 500 metres here at Lake Wendouree. Very impressive row by these lads. Tom Foley in the bow seat at the front of the boat, Jake Falkinghorn, Austin Rayner and Angus Murnane in the stroke seat, with Edward Perker the cox and coached by Brendan Scott. They've been impressive in the regattas leading up to the Head of the Lake, and I would hazard a guess in a few weeks' time, if they do go down to Tasmania towards the end of March, that they'd be a very good chance of taking out the Australian Championship. And next week, of course, at Nagambie Lakes Regatta Centre, we've got the Victorian Championships. But concentrating on today, which is the annual Head of the Lake of the Ballarat Associated Schools, St Patrick's College, round about 800 metres out from the start, would be a couple of lengths in front of the crew from Ballarat and Clarendon College. And quite a gap back to the next crew, which... Ballarat Grammar in second place. Ballarat Clarendon back in third position. Then in fourth place would be pretty close between Damascus in the middle of the course on lane 5 and Ballarat High School on lane 7. As they come towards the 1,000 metre mark, the halfway mark of the School Fours Open Division 1 Head of the Lake. Title holders here, Ballarat Grammar from last year, the winners of the Dowling Challenge Cup. But they've met their nemesis today with this crew from St Patrick's College looking very, very strong through the 1,000 metre mark. Only a length and a half in front of the 2 lengths over the Ballarat Grammar crew. The Ballarat Grammar combination here is Will Clark, Will Usher, Sebastian Pendlebury, Hugh Bond with the stroke Oliver Warwick, and coached by Paul Commons. Unfortunately, not all the coaches are listed in the program, so we don't necessarily have them all there. But in this case, we've got most of them. Just to give us a bit of an idea of the times, the fastest time for the boys in the open division for the 2,000 metres is 6 minutes 39.98. Ballarat High School back in 2014. Very comprehensive program put together for today's regatta, and it's this event was going to be the last event, but it's now the first event on the program. Traditionally, it's been the last event, but this year the Division 1s have been put on early. And a strong move coming here from Ballarat Grammar School in this third 500 metres. Throwing out the challenge now to St Patrick's College. And these two crews settling down to fight it out over the last 500 metres. Well, this is somewhat a bit of a surprise. The title holders, Ballarat Grammar, have taken the lead away from St Pat's. St Patrick's College have got a tandem rig on the bow side with the bowman rowing on stroke side. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see that with two guys rowing on the same side. But Ballarat Grammar drawing away now in a very impressive third 500 metres to take the lead there. Will Clark, Will Usher, Sebastian Pendlebury and Hugh Bond in the stroke seat with Oliver Warwick, the cox, and coached by Paul Commons. And Ballarat Grammar looking to defend their title for the Dowling Challenge Cup, looking very, very strong over the last few hundred metres and coming away from St Patrick's College over the concluding stages. And what a beautiful performance by Ballarat Grammar as they charged down to the line clear of St Patrick's College, who were the hot favourites. But it's going to be the crew from Ballarat Grammar to take out the title for 2021 back-to-back wins in the Dowling Challenge Cup. Ballarat Grammar scoring by 2.5 lengths from St Patrick's College, another length and a half back to Ballarat and Clarendon, then quite a distance back to the other two crews, headed by Ballarat High School, and then Damascus bringing up the rear. But what a magnificent win by Ballarat Grammar. And you can never always pick the winners in anything in competition. And St Patrick's College have been impressive up till now, but the crew from Ballarat Grammar have met them fair and square today in these perfect conditions, and they have taken out the title. Congratulations to Ballarat Grammar taking out the Dowling Challenge Cup back-to-back for Ballarat Grammar. The combination there from the bow seat in the front of the boat, Will Clark, Will Usher, Sebastian Pendlebury, Hugh Bond with the coxswain Oliver Warwick, coached by Paul Commons. Congratulations to the winning crew from Ballarat Grammar. I gave the margin there about 2.5 lengths over the crew from St Patrick's College. Quite a distance back to the Ballarat Clarendon crew in third place. And the boys compete for the Harold Devison Cup. The Premier Boys Rowing School last year was Ballarat Grammar, and they've started well today in this event. So the second event on the program will be the Schoolgirl Fours, Division 1, coming up to a minute or so before starting time there. Race 2 on the program. Damascus will be on lane 3, which is on the south side of the course. Ballarat Grammar on lane 4. Loretto on lane 5. Lane 6 will be Ballarat High, and lane 7 Ballarat Clarendon. The title holders here from last year are Loretto College, and they have a particular good part of the course here because their boat shed is right at the end of the course, and they'll be very keen to also emulate Ballarat Grammar and the boys winning back-to-back. So in the starters' hands now, the female school Coxed Fours Open Division 1, the head of the lake for the girls for 2021. And Loretto College won it in 2017 and again in 2020, and will be keen to win back-to-back today. Still no start yet. They're in the starters' hands at the 2,000 metres bay at the eastern end of Lake Wendouree, and conditions are perfect for rowing. Now the girls are steady on their blocks, getting ready to go, and shouldn't long before they're sent. There's an aligner on the side of the course, who we can't see on the screen at the moment, who will be lining the bows up to be level, and then that person hands over to the starter, who is behind. The starter is Ross Litchfield. The aligner is Alan Farrar. So Alan will be lining up, and then he will hand over to Ross, and the crew nearest the camera there is Ballarat Clarendon, just touching it up a little bit. Make sure they're straight on their lanes. Beautiful buoyed course here at Lake Wendouree, and conditions could not be better for rowing today. They're perfect. Still waiting. The crew third across from the camera, Loretto, the title holders from last year. Of course, the girls will be different. The crew second from the inside, that's Ballarat High, slowly away. And Ballarat Clarendon got away well, closest to the judge, and they were closest to the camera on the northern side of the course. And they've got away extremely well, Ballarat Clarendon. I would say that they have taken the early lead away from Loretto in the middle there on lane 5, back to Ballarat Grammar on lane 4, Damascus on lane 3, and High School after that tardy start, trying to keep up with the rest of the field here as they've covered about 250 metres. So on your left-hand side of the screen is Damascus on lane 3, Ballarat Grammar next to them on lane 4, Loretto on lane 5, Ballarat High on lane 6, and Ballarat Clarendon on lane 7. The title holders from last year again, Loretto College. And on form this season, I would say Ballarat Grammar would be the favourites, but form is not everything in any sport, and be interesting to see how they go today. Because Ballarat Clarendon really took off strongly. The combination there of Charlotte Sutherland, Ingrid Ellis, Ellie McClure and Ruby Lovell, with Holly Williams, the cox, and coached by Nikolai Plesensky. So they've covered around about 300 or 400 metres in the girls' head of the lake for 2021. And I'd say Loretto have gone out to the lead now over the Ballarat Clarendon crew, who were way best at the start. Back in third position, not far behind Ballarat Grammar. Then across to Damascus on lane 3, and back to lane 6, Ballarat High, second on the right-hand side of your screen. This is the girls' head of the lake for 2021. And very keenly contested event here. We saw in the boys' event that St Pat's got out a little early, but they were mowed down by Ballarat Grammar. This race is a lot closer, with Ballarat Grammar doing well on lane 4 now as they come up towards the 500 metre mark, ahead of Loretto on lane 5, and Ballarat High School perhaps dropping back behind Ballarat Clarendon. Still Ballarat Clarendon in the north lane 7. Ballarat High in lane 6 alongside them, back at the rear of the field. But it's the Ballarat Grammar crew on lane 4 in the lead here. As they come well into the second 500 metres here at Lake Wendouree, where there's a lot of reeds on either side of the course. If there is a wind blowing from either the north or the south, that gives them some sort of protection as the leading crew comes to the 1,000 metre mark. And looks like Ballarat Clarendon are in the lead from Ballarat Grammar over there, back to the Loretto, the title holders from last year. Then quite a gap back to Damascus on the right-hand side of your screen, and Ballarat High School second to on the inside from Ballarat Clarendon on lane 6. So they've gone through the 1,000-metre mark now, and you had a fairly clear picture there as they went through that position, and it's still a very good race for the lead here between Ballarat Clarendon, Ballarat Grammar on lane 4 and Loretto on lane 5. They're the three crews now settling down to fight it out, and this third 500 metres here at Lake Wendouree is very, very telling for some crews, as we saw in the last race, where St Pat's were well passed by Ballarat Grammar in the boys' event, and Ballarat Grammar now being headed by Loretto by the looks of it. Loretto's trying very hard, and although the spectators aren't here, I think because Loretto is at the end of the rowing course, they'll be yelling and screaming as they come down towards the last few hundred metres of the girls' head of the lake for 2021. With Ballarat Clarendon, Loretto in the middle, and Ballarat Grammar vying for the lead here with about 700 metres to go. In the Schoolgirls Open Fours Division 1, head of the lake for 2021. And Ballarat Clarendon still in the lead it's on my left-hand side. I'm not sure. It's a bit hard to see the screen with the sun shining now here at Ballarat, which is great. It's been a very keenly contested event between these three crews, with Ballarat Clarendon, Charlotte Sutherland, Ingrid Ellis, Ellie McClure, and Ruby Lovell, with Holly Williams, the cox, coached by Nicola Plezensky. Loretto is Lana Dodd, Brooke Main, Eliza Martin and Casey Dodd, with Aisling Love, the cox, and Ballarat Grammar, Amber McClure, Jess Hawker, Charlotte Robson, Keela Walker, and Genevieve Pittard. So I think now the race is between Ballarat Clarendon and Ballarat Grammar. Loretto just dropped back a little bit in this last few hundred metres, and the leading crew has about 350 metres to go. Ballarat and Clarendon in the red colours, the Ballarat Grammar crew in the yellow and brown colours, and Loretto back in third place, not far behind them. But it's Ballarat Clarendon in the lead here. The crew stroked by Ruby Lovell, sitting out nicely in the lead. Now about a length and a half over the Ballarat Grammar crew, as they have about 180 metres to go to the finishing line. In the head of the lake for 2021 for the girls' event, it's Ballarat and Clarendon, who I think took the lead at the start, stroked on the bow side. In fact, the bow girl, Charlotte Sutherland, is on stroke side, just to confuse things a little bit for those that aren't familiar with rowing. But the crew from Ballarat Clarendon drawing away over the concluding stages to take out the School Girls 4 Open Division 1 final in fantastic style. At the finish, they draw away in these beautiful conditions to score by 2.5 lengths at the finish. Similar margin to the boys' event. From Ballarat Grammar in second place, a further length and 3/4 back to Damascus in third position. Loretto in third position, and then follows way back to the other two crews. So having their own battle for fourth and fifth position, that'll be Ballarat High School and Damascus on the south side of the course as they come down to the line. It's going to be tight for fourth and fifth position. Of course, the points table does count here for the girls, which is the Jack Netherway Cup, and it's almost going to be a dead heat. I think Ballarat High School will be in fourth place, and fifth will be Damascus on lane 3. So Ballarat Clarendon winners of the School Fours for the girls, Open Division 1 for 2021, taking out the Patterson Trophy. The winning combination, Charlotte Sutherland bow Ingrid Ellis 2, Ellie McClure 3, Ruby Lovell and Holly Williams the cox, and Nicole Plazensky is the coach. Congratulations to the winning crew from Ballarat and Clarendon in the bright red colours. Please the headmaster, or the head I should say, David Shepherd, had been there a long time at Ballarat Clarendon. They had great results at the school last year in VCE, and taking out the girls' head of the lake today is a feather in their cap. So that paves the way for the second fours, with the first of those will be race 3, and they're underway in the School Fours Open Division 2, Ballarat Clarendon, St Patrick's College, Ballarat Grammar and Ballarat High School are the 4 crews to come down in the School Fours. Damascus not starting in this event. They've gone about 400 metres at this stage in the School Fours Open Division 2. There's the excitement still on the screen there by the Ballarat Clarendon girls, having won the girls' head of the lake a few moments ago. And they're absolutely delighted, even though there's not much of a crowd here. In fact, the crowd is not encouraged to be here today. No course broadcast either. But the girls are very excited. And so they should be, after a magnificent win today. In fact, in my opinion, leading all the way. So well done to them as they draw away from the finishing line to go back to the boat sheds. As we revert now back to the on the course, where we've got the crews, well, they're coming into line for the race 4, but race 3 is well underway, and they're coming into the second 500 metres of the School Fours Open Division 2 for the boys, with the Ballarat Clarendon going well on lane 3. St Patrick's College, that's furthest from the camera. St Patrick's College next to them on lane 4. Then Ballarat Grammar on lane 5, and High School have dropped back a bit on lane 6. The race is on between lanes 3, 4 and 5 in the School Fours Open Division 2. Coming up to the 1,000 metre mark now is the crews in the School Boys 4 Division 2, over 2,000 metres. And I would think that St Patrick's College are narrowly in front on lane 4, second from the on the right-hand side of your screen, from Ballarat Clarendon on lane 3. Then back to Ballarat Grammar on lane 5, followed by Ballarat High School, who've dropped back a fair bit on lane 6. The school's also competing for premierships, going right from the first division to the year 9s, where there's and year 10s, and that's a fairly highly prized, winning the trophies there for the Jack Netherway Cup for the girls, and Loretto were the winners last year, and the Harold Deverson Cup last year, Ballarat Grammar were the winners there. So they've come through the 1,500 metres now in race 3 on the Ballarat Associated Schools Head of the Lake, 100 and 7th staging. Started back in the first of those raced in 1913. And the crew on the South Station, Ballarat Clarendon, comfortably out in front. Adam Jerick, Aidan Bryan, Felix Fogarty, and Nelson Troon in the stroke seat with Holly Potts the Cox. They're about half a length in front of St Patrick's College alongside them, who are stroked by Jack Liston. Behind him, Xavier Hayter, Josh Phillips and Thomas Elliott, with James Crilly and Hamish Crawley coaching the crew jointly. Only half a length in it at the moment with Ballarat Clarendon and St Pat's. And then back in third place, another 3/4 of a length back to Ballarat Grammar. In the third race today, here at Lake Wendouree, in perfect conditions for rowing, it's going to be Ballarat Clarendon coming down to the line to take out the school fours for the boys. Open Division 2. Stroked on the bow side, the bow man in fact on stroke side. Across the line they go to score by 3/4 of a length at the finish from St Patrick's College. A further half a length back to Ballarat Grammar in third position, and Ballarat High School to come through in fourth place. So congratulations to our winning crew there, Ballarat Clarendon. Stroked by Nelson Troon, behind him Felix Fogarty, Aidan Bryan and Adam Jerick, with Holly Potts the Cox. And they were coached by Richard McClure. Well done, Ballarat and Clarendon College. They're looking pretty happy. As you can see, the stroke man there is Nelson Troon on bow side. And the bow man is in fact on stroke side, and the coxswain's right up the front of the boat. Gets a very clear vision down the course. And they're very happy splashing a bit of water over each other, which won't do anybody any harm. So the next event is the event number 4 on the 107th staging of the Ballarat Associated Schools Head of the Lake here at Lake Wendouree. Open Division 2 for the girls. Ballarat Clarendon will be on the South Station on lane 3. Damascus will be on lane 4. Ballarat Grammar will be on 5. And Loretto will be on lane 6. The Ballarat Clarendon boys who've just won the second division of the schoolboy fours, rowing away from the finishing line back to their boat shed area. And we revert now back to the start for race number 4. Nearest the camera is Loretto. Next one, Ballarat Grammar, Damascus, and then Ballarat Clarendon on the far side. Just about ready to get underway, right on time at 9:30 Eastern Summer Time. The first crews well and truly dusted, but they're normally at the end of the program, but today that's all been changed. As has the timing. It was due Friday afternoon, and I understand that the wind would have been impossible Friday, so it was decided to bring forward or bring back, or whichever way you like to talk about, to Sunday morning, and certainly the conditions are fantastic for rowing for the early races. And let's hope it stays that way until just after midday on the last race schedule. So they're in the starters' hands. As we mentioned earlier, the Elina Alan Farrar will hand over to the starter Ross Litchfield once he's satisfied that the 4 boats are in line. And we're underway in race number 4, the School 4's Open Division 2 for the girls. Ballarat Clarendon, Damascus, Ballarat Grammar and Loretto. On the right-hand side of your screen is the Loretto crew. On the left-hand side, Ballarat Clarendon, in between Damascus and Ballarat Grammar. As they row away from the 2,000 metre start on towards where the reeds are, you can see those in the screen there up on the top left-hand side. They're around about the 500 metre mark through to the 1,000. And gives quite a protection from any of the breezes that may be coming around. But that's not the case today. The conditions are, at the present time, perfect for rowing right down the course. Well, it's been a pretty even start for the School 4s, for the girls, Division 2, race number 4. As they come into the second 500 metres, past the 500 metre start position. Maybe the crew on the south side of the course, Ballarat Clarendon, might be slightly in the lead over Loretto on lane 6, back to Ballarat Grammar on 5, and then Damascus, which are next door to Ballarat Clarendon, back in 4th place as they come into this second 500 metres here at Lake Wendouree for the girls' second 4s. So that second 500 metres sometimes sorts the crews out. We'll just check up on their positions at the moment. It still looks like Ballarat Clarendon on lane 3, comfortably out in front. The combination here is stroked by Paige Fraser, behind her Annie Cowan, Matilda Pearce and Emily Duffin, with Cox Bailey Tucker. And they're coached by Warren Payne. Our live streaming is put together by Paul Blanchfield, and he's coaching the Damascus College crew, who unfortunately are out of it at the moment. Ballarat Clarendon definitely in the lead as they come up towards the 1,000 metre mark. In second place, Loretto on lane 6. And then back to Ballarat Grammar, followed by Damascus, who dropped back a fair bit at the rear of the field. So they're well into the third 500 metres now. The crew's rowing away from the camera position there at the 1,000 metre mark, with the crew right over on the far side. Ballarat Clarendon in the lead. They would have about 650 metres to go. Back in second place will be Loretto Ballarat. Just ahead of Ballarat Grammar. Those two crews having a great race for second position, and Damascus a fair way back at the rear of the field. They're really sprinting right away, this Ballarat and Clarendon crew, in the second division of the girls' head of the lake for 2021. They're out about 5 lengths now in front of Loretto, who are about 1.25 lengths in front of Ballarat Grammar, and Damascus a fair way back at the rear of the field in this 4-boat division of the Schoolgirl Fours Open event over 2,000 metres. And again, we've got a tandem rig on the Ballarat Clarendon crew, coached by Warren Payne, with the bow girl rowing on stroke side and the 2 and 3 on bow side. Emily Duffin, Matilda Pearce, Annie Cowan and Paige Fraser, with Bailey Tucker, the Cox, right up the front of the boat, coached by Warren Payne, doing it very, very easily. Certainly the easiest win of the morning so far in this girls' second fours. Well done, Ballarat and Clarendon. They really had a beautiful row there down the course to take out the second fours by about 8 lengths at the finish, from Loretto in second place. A further 1 length back to Ballarat Grammar in third position, and bringing up the rear will be Damascus on lane 4. So Damascus coming into the finishing line to complete the 4 crews competing in the Girls Open Division 2. Coached by Paul Glanchfield. But it's all about competing, not necessarily winning the events. And in the girls' events in the premiership there for the Jack Netherway Cup, Ballarat Clarendon with 12 points out of 12, and then equal second Ballarat Grammar on 7 and Loretto on 7. In the boys' event to date for the Dowling Cup, the leaders there are Ballarat College and Clarendon with 9 points, equal with Ballarat Grammar with 9, closely followed by St Pat's with 8, then Ballarat High School 4 and Damascus with 1. So the next event will be here at the annual Head of the Lake is underway, the School Fours Open Division 3, which is race 5 on the program, just the 3 crews. On the left-hand side is Ballarat Grammar, in the middle is Ballarat Clarendon, and on the right side of your screen is St Patrick's College. This is the School 4s, Open Division 3 for the boys, over 2,000 metres. There are 4 open divisions today, and then we'll have in the boys 3 divisions of the year 10 and then 2 divisions of the year 9. In the girls, there's 4 divisions of the open events, 3 divisions of the year 10 and 2 divisions of the year 9. So fairly similar there with the numbers. As the leading crews come towards the 500 metre mark in race number 5. So they're coming towards the 500 metre mark now, and the School 4's Open Division 3 for the boys, over 2,000 metres. Race 5, and fairly keenly contested event, but I'd say St Patrick's College on lane 5 are in the lead. They're on the left-hand side of your screen. From the crew on the far side, which is Ballarat Grammar, and then in between is Ballarat Clarendon on lane 4. So St Pat's in the white colours. With green shamrock and blue facings. So they're running from this side of the course. On your left-hand side of your screen is the St Pat's, in the middle is Ballarat Clarendon, and on the right-hand side is Ballarat Grammar. As they're well into the second 500 metres now in race number 5. So passing the 1,000 metre point where the cameras took up the pictures there, it was nearest the camera was St Patrick's College. They're comfortably out in front over Ballarat Grammar on the south side, and in between Ballarat Clarendon. So just the 3 starters in the School 4's Division 3. High School and Damascus not putting a crew in the Open Division 3. You can see on our screen the 3 crews coming towards us. The one on the left-hand side is St Patrick's College. The one in the middle is Ballarat Clarendon in the red. And on the right-hand side is Ballarat Grammar in the blue, brown and gold stripes. But they do change their colours around a little bit at Ballarat Grammar. And this is one of the closer races of this morning's racing so far, with about 2 lengths covering all 3 crews as they come through the 1,500 metre mark of this 2,000 metre race. So including this race, we've got 4 more races over 2,000, and then we revert back to the 1,000 metres for the rest of the program today. So it's still St Patrick's College in the lead here, the crew of which is coached jointly by Hamish Crawley and James Crilly. Stroked by Seth Cooper Kennington. Behind him is Jasper Nidjoff, Adams Severino and Harvey Woodburn, with Cox Cody Tawney. Not getting it all their own way, Ballarat Grammar, which is coached by David Cuff, stroked by Tom McCarthy, really keeping them honest. Tom's behind him is Charles Mole, Heath Johns and Luke Barker, with Luke Tan the Cox. So a very conventionally rigged boat, the St Patrick's College crew, stroked by Seth Cooper Kennington, coming down to the line to take out race 5. The School 4's Open Division 3 for the boys. St Pat's finishing full of running, scoring by about a length and 3/4 at the finish from Ballarat Grammar in second place, and another 1 length back to Ballarat Clarendon in third position. So well done to the St Patrick's College crew. From the bow seat, although the front of the boat is where the coxswain is, Cody Tawney, Harvey Woodburn, Adam Severino, Jasper Nitjoff and Seth Cooper Kennington the stroke, who stroked them beautifully today, and St Patrick's College have won the 3rd division of the Schoolboy 4s in fine style. So the boys are competing for the the Dowling Challenge Cup, I should say, for the Head of the Lake, and for the accumulated racing for the Harold Devison Cup. The Premier Boys Rowing School, Ballarat Grammar, were the title holders from last year, and after 3 races in the boys' events, that's very keenly contested, with St Pat's with that win going to 14 points, Ballarat Grammar with 13, Ballarat Clarendon 12, Ballarat High School 4 and Damascus 1. So that win pushed St Pat's ahead of Ballarat Grammar and Ballarat College in the accumulated event for the Harold Devison Cup. The next event on the program is the School 4's Open Division 3, Head of the Lake for 2021 here at Lake Wendouree, conducted by the Ballarat Associated Schools, the 107th staging of this regatta here on the lake. And the 3 starters are underway in race number 6. On the right-hand side of your screen, it's Ballarat Grammar on lane 5. In the middle is Ballarat Clarendon, and on the left-hand side of your screen is Loretto. They're the 3 crews in the Schoolgirls 4 Open Division 3, over 2,000 metres. So the Loretto crew here is jointly coached by Talia Seary and Lucy O'Loughlin. The crew from Ballarat College is coached jointly also by Claire Boatman and Jamie McDonald. And the Ballarat Grammar crew is coached jointly by Olivia Sibyllin and Tash Whiteside. It's great to see these coaches all listed in the official program, because they play a very important part in the development of the rowing skills of the girls in this particular case, and joint coaches of all three crews in this event as they come towards the 500 metre mark of this 2,000 metre race. Race number 6 on the 2021 Head of the Lake program here at Lake Wendouree, Ballarat. And it looks like the crew in the middle might be in the lead here, Ballarat Clarendon. The crew jointly coached by Claire Boatman and Jamie McDonald, coxed by Kate McMahon, stroked by Lillian Reid, and behind her Isabella Chalmers, Anna Sudoltz and Carmen Every. Ballarat Clarendon have won first and seconds already, so can they take out Division 3 as well? Sun shining on the crews as they come through the 500 and into the second 500 metres. Now it's still Ballarat Clarendon in the lead on lane 4. In second place would be Loretto on lane 3. On the right-hand side of the screen, and then closely followed by Ballarat Grammar on lane 5. Just the three crews competing in the Division 3 of the schoolgirl coxed fours. Still amazingly conditions here at Lake Wendouree, perfect for rowing. Plenty of bird life about with the ducks and the waterfowls, birds. And I haven't seen any swans today, but maybe they'll come along a little bit later. But they're coming through the 1,000 metre mark now, and it's still the Ballarat Clarendon crew, college crew in the lead, in the middle of the course, from Ballarat Grammar on lane 5, and then back to Loretto, drop back a little bit in that second 500 metres into third place. And normally the third 500 metres is a real battle here at Lake Wendouree, but of course today the conditions are almost perfectly flat, so very little interference from the wind. So as we see the crews come towards us here in the third 500 metres, they've got about 750 metres to go. There's a big buoy on the either side of the course was indicating 1250 metres out from the start, or 750 to go. And Ballarat and Clarendon doing it well out in front now. They've opened up a handsome lead of probably 3 or 4 lengths over Loretto and Ballarat Grammar, who were battling it out for second place. I'd say Loretto in second position, Ballarat Grammar back in third place. But with the sun coming out, there's a little bit of a glisten on the water, which is good. Now the leading crew is coming towards the 1,500 metre mark of this 2,000 metre race, the School Fours Open Division 3 for the girls. And the Ballarat Clarendon College crew, Carmen Emery in the bow seat, Anna Sudoltz Isabella Chalmers, Lillian Reid in the stroke seat with Kate McMahon, the Cox, up the front of the boat and coached by Claire Boatman and Jamie McDonald, doing it well out in front. They're about 4 lengths clear over Loretto in second place. Loretto is stroked by Grace Hunt, behind her Amelia Dean, Chloe Hamill and Bridie McKennedy. And the Grammar School crew, Ballarat Grammar, is well back now, stroked by Carolyn Tatham with Alice Barry, Annabelle Muir and Amelia Green, coxed by Jess Norton. Well, it's all the red colours of Ballarat Clarendon in the lead here. They won the first and seconds, and they certainly have this race well in their keeping. They've got about 3 lengths in front of Ballarat Grammar of Loretto in second place, and Ballarat Grammar a further 2.5 lengths back in third position. So it's going to be a great credit to the Ballarat Clarendon College crew and the girls' events, having won the first 2 and now the third division over the 2,000 metre course. So they've won all 3 over the 2,000 when this crew comes down to the line. The bright red colours of Ballarat Clarendon in the third fours for the girls, coming away over the concluding stages to score a handsome victory by 5 or 6 lengths over the crew from Loretto in second place, and then Ballarat Grammar back in third position. Congratulations to the winning crew there, as we see the crew from Ballarat Grammar coming in towards the end of the race of the 2,000 metres with a tandem rig on the bow side and the bow girl rowing on stroke side as they finish. And Ballarat Clarendon can feel really chuffed this morning, having won the first, seconds and now the thirds in the schoolgirl fours, coached by Claire Boatman and Jamie McDonald, stroked by Lillian Reid, Isabella Chalmers, Anna Sudoltz and Carmen Emery, with the Cox, Kate McMahon. Congratulations in the red colours. Ballarat Clarendon taking out the School Fours Open Division 3. 2 more races over the School Fours Open Division 4 for the boys first, race 7, and then race 8, the girls Division 4 over 2,000 metres. Very, very happy crew from Clarendon, Ballarat and Clarendon, so they should be. They had a very good win there. I had them down in my program as about 6 lengths. We've had a start now in the next event on the program, race number 7, when we revert back there to the start. Here we are. These Open Division 4 of the Schoolboy Forwards. We've got 2 St Patrick's College crews here. There's one on lane 3, one on lane 5, I should say. In between those 2 St Pat's crews is Ballarat Clarendon, and they have 2 crews too on lane 6. Ballarat Clarendon gives the schools a better chance of getting more points. For the Harold Devison Cup, currently held by Ballarat Grammar, and very keenly contested at the moment. There's only a point or 2 between the first 3 schools. We see the leading crews coming up towards the 500 metre mark now. And it looks like the crew from Ballarat Clarendon on lane 4 may have taken the early lead here. Good to see my friend Subra Muniundi coaching the St Pat's number 1 crew on lane 3. Subra's been around for a long time coaching here at Ballarat and still has his hand in here with St Pat's crew in the Division 4 of the School Fours. Open over 2,000. Luke Dwyer's coaching the Ballarat Clarendon crew on lane 4. Connor Dixon and Lachlan Ross coaching the St Pat's crew on lane 5. And on lane 6, the coach of the Ballarat Clarendon College crew, number 2, is Tom Nash. All important people as coaches of the crews, looking after their charges. And the crew in the lead, still St Patrick's College on that south station on lane 3, on the right-hand side of your screen. As they come up towards the 1,000 metres, they're in the second 500 metres of this race. And St Pat's in the lead from Ballarat and Clarendon alongside them on lane 4. Then back to Ballarat and Clarendon on lane 6 and bringing up the rear of St Patrick's College, number 2 on lane 5. As we see them come through the 1,000 metre mark on the top of your screen there is St Patrick's College on lane 3. Leading from the crew alongside them, Ballarat Clarendon on lane 4. Then back to lane 6. Nearest the camera was Ballarat Clarendon and St Pat's number 2 on lane 5 in 4th place. So they're well into the third 500 metres now in race number 7 on the 107th staging of the Ballarat Schools Head of the Lake. And St Patrick's College still comfortably out in front. Behind their stroke, Austin Hare is Ben Nash, Alexander Puttish and Mitchell Bowden with Cox Jarvis McLean. As they approach the 1,500 metres, very well clear of the other 3 crews, headed perhaps by Ballarat Clarendon on lane 4. Be about 5 or 6 lengths the margin there between first and second. And back in 3rd place, very tight between Ballarat and Clarendon on lane 6 and St Pat's on lane 5. So on the right of your screen there, the crew from St Patrick's College doing it easily out in front through the 1,750 metre mark of this 2,000 metre race. About 4 to 5 lengths clear over Ballarat and Clarendon on lane 4. Then the other Ballarat and Clarendon crew perhaps in 3rd position just ahead of St Pat's on lane 5 alongside them. The crew on the south station has led from the start and doing it well. They're conventionally rigged. It means the stroke man's on stroke side and the 2 man's on stroke side, and the 3 and bow men are both on bow side. They're tapping it along beautifully in these excellent conditions for rowing here for four-odd rowing in the Coxed Fours, Open Division 4 for the boys. They're sprinting right away from the field here, the St Patrick's College crew, to take out the School Fours, Open Division 4 in fine style. Have a look at them go. They're fantastic as they come down to the line. Mike Mitchell Bowden, Alexander Pudish, Ben Nash, Austin Hare, with Jarvis McLean the Cox, scoring by 6 lengths at the finish. Ballarat Clarendon on lane 4 in second place, just ahead of Ballarat Clarendon on lane 6 in third position, and St Pat's on lane 5 in fourth place. A very, very comfortable victory there to St Patrick's College, taking out the Schoolboy Fours, Open Division 4, over 2,000 metres. One more race to come over the 2,000 metre course, and that's for the Open Division 4 for the girls, Ballarat Grammar, Loretto and Ballarat Clarendon. Still a couple of minutes away before we have a start there. They're in the starters' hands. So they're away now in race number 8, the School Fours, Division 4, Ballarat Grammar, Loretto on the middle, and Ballarat Clarendon. I'm pretty right, thanks.
You're right, yeah. That's right. There's a water there anyway.
The sun is still poking through the clouds here at Lake Wendouree for the 107th staging of the Ballarat School's Head of the Lake here at Lake Wendouree. And the sun is making the water glisten a little bit there near the start. And this is the last of the 2,000 metre races today. The School Fours, Open Division 4 for the girls. High school's not starting here. We haven't entered a crew in this event. So they're coming up towards the 500 metre mark. And it looks like Ballarat Grammar out in the lead here on lane 3, ahead of Loretto in the middle. And Ballarat Clarendon dropping off a little bit in the early stages here of this event. The Ballarat Grammar crew is coached by Ashley Pittard. Loretto is coached by Hannah Augustine. And joint coaches at Ballarat Clarendon College, Siobhan Blom and Sophie Gibcus. So they're coming up towards the 500 metre mark now in race number 8, the Open Division 4 for the school girls 4. Then we'll be going back to the 1,000 metre mark for the remainder of the program. And it's still the Ballarat Grammar crew on the lane 3 on the south side of the course. Stephanie O'May, Jaya Foy, Tiana Parnell and Lily Jenkins, coxed by Alice Dufty in the lead here into the second 500 metres of this 2,000 metre race. So they're coming out into the third 500 now in the Open Division 4 for the girls. Ballarat Grammar not getting it all their own way here. Loretto have stuck with them very well in lane 4 alongside them. And may have put their bow in front now, the Loretto crew, into this third 500 metres, with Ballarat Clarendon well back at the rear of the field. So it's Loretto in the lead here. Sarah Cosgriff, Sarah Cushing, Isabella Stevens, and stroked by Brooke O'Brien and Ashley Lewis, the cocks. Coached by Hannah Augustine. Of course, they've got the boat shed down here at the finish, and I know you can't see it at the moment on the screen, but quite a lot of signage over there on the school's fence. And girls have put together some pretty good signage there, encouraging their crews obviously today to do well, even though they can't be here spectating because the regatta is COVID safe and just being live streamed. Ballarat Clarendon really dropped a long way behind now, with Loretto well out in front now. They've opened up about a 3-length lead through the 1,500 metres over Ballarat Grammar, who were right up there in the early stages but have dropped back in the last 500 metres or so. Last of the 2,000 metre races, coming down towards the 1,750 metre mark. Skill 4's Open Division 4, with Loretto in the middle of the course here at Lake Wendouree in the lead quite comfortably now over Ballarat Grammar, who are right up there in the early stages, and a long way back to Ballarat Clarendon, have dropped right off the pace back in third position. The girls really handling the conditions extremely well, because they're very good for rowing at the moment, and they have been since we started just over an hour ago, the annual Head of the Lake being conducted for the 107th year here at Lake Wendouree. So Loretto, stroked by Brooke O'Brien, looking quite neat and strong for a Division 4 of the School Fours. Coming down to the line with about half a dozen strokes to go in race number 8, the School Girls 4, Open Division 4. Going to be a fine win to Loretto as they go across the line to score by 2.5 lengths at the finish from Ballarat Grammar in second place, who've got the beautiful red ribbons in their hair, and quite a way back to Ballarat Clarendon in third position. Ballarat and Clarendon in the bright red colours and singlets, or zooties. The winning crew there, Loretto, scoring quite comfortably at the finish. Coached by Hannah Augustine, coxed by Ashley Lewis up the front of the boat. Stroked by Brooke O'Brien, Isabella Stevens, Sarah Cushing and Sarah Cosgriff in the bow seat. Well done, Loretto. As we see the Ballarat Clarendon crew coming in towards the line, stroked by Lucy Carter, coxed by Holly Potts up the front of the boat. All remaining races will be over 1,000 metres today. And the progressive points for the Jack Netherway Cup, or the Premier Girls Rowing School, held by Loretto from last year. In fact, Loretto have dominated the event for the last 4 years. The points table sees Ballarat Clarendon College at 21 points, Loretto 17 and Ballarat Grammar 14, with all the 1,000-metre races to come, 5 of which are qualifying for the point score. So the next series of races will be all over 1,000 metres, starting with race 9. Through to race 31. So we've still got quite a lot of races to come, but all over 1,000 metres. Well, the 2,000 metres are behind us now. And the crews to start in the 1,000 metres will be brought up from the 500 metre point up to the 1,000 metre start. And it should be pretty easy to get them underway because there's very little breeze blowing on the course today. Anyway, it'll be a few minutes yet before we have a start in the next race on the program. Well, they're underway now in the first of the 1,000-metre races today. The rest of the program through till 12:35 is the Eastern Summertime is over 1,000 metres. And the School 4's Open Division 5, Ballarat High, Ballarat and Clarendon in the middle, and St Patrick's College for the boys. And they've covered about 300 metres now in the School 4's Open Division 5 with Ballarat Clarendon in the middle. Interesting enough, there are 4 crews competing, so there must have been a late entry, which is not in my program. And if I look at the right program, I might get it correct. So race number 9, in fact, there are 4 crews in the program. And it's Loretto on lane 4 in the lead. Second from your left-hand side of the screen. Over on the south side is Ballarat High. And for the first time today, we've got a Phoenix crew on lane 5, another college here in Ballarat. First time they've started in a race today. And they've got 2 crews, in fact, racing. Phoenix are in the black and purple colours. So, but the crew in the lead is Loretto. Very strong school that holds the record now for the last 4 years winning the girls' rowing premiership. Can they win it 5 in a row? They're right up there in contention at the moment with Ballarat and Clarendon College. And this crew's doing it very easily out in front. Monica Miller-Schmetzer in the bow seat. Ahead of her, Hayley Griffin, Stephanie Mornane, India Black in the stroke seat, and Gemma Loris in the cox. Coached by Shayla Lamb and Laura Main. Well done, Loretto College. You crossed the line first. Very, very good rowing from the Open Division 5 and 6 combined coxed 4, scoring by would be about 12 lengths, I'd say, from the crew from Ballarat High School, and Phoenix up on the inside station, creeping up and almost dead heating it, but I'd give it to the crew from Ballarat High School in second place, followed by Phoenix on lane 6, third position, and Phoenix on lane 4 in 4th place. But a very, very comfortable victory to Loretto College. Stroked by India Black, Stephanie Mornane, Hayley Griffin and Monica Miller-Schmetzer, coxed by Gemma Lawrenson and coached by Shayla Lamb and Laura Main. And that race doesn't count towards the point score, as we've had a well start. In fact, they're coming through to the halfway mark. The Coxed Fours for the boys, open divisions 5 and 6, Ballarat High, Ballarat Clarendon and St Patrick's College. That's the way they are. Ballarat High School in the lead here. Followed by Ballarat Clarendon. Oh, pretty tight, only about a third of a length the margin there. One of the closer races of the day, with St Pat's well out of contention back in third place on lane 5. So the leading crew from Ballarat High School here is coached by Ross Holding and Paul Bilston. Good to see Paul down here. Does a great job as our regatta secretary at the Ballarat Regattas earlier in the year. And he's jointly coaching this crew with Ross Holding. And they are in the lead, but I think Ballarat and Clarendon are going past them now. The crew coached by Lachlan Matheson and Vidarth Zaya in the coxswain seat up the front of the boat. Edwin Lennox, Lachlan Langley, Charles Goldsworthy and Alex Tippett in the bow seat, coming away from Ballarat High School, who were in the lead. At the Ballarat and Clarendon crew doing it easily now, out in front over Ballarat High with St Pat's College back in third place. Now down towards the line in race number 10. It's Ballarat and Clarendon will go across the line first, scoring by about 3 lengths at the finish from Ballarat High School in second place. And St Pat's will be in third position. Just about ready for a start of the next event. Congratulations to the winning crew there from Ballarat and Clarendon College. Alex Tippett, Charles Goldsworthy, Lachlan Langley and Edwin Lennox with Vidath Jayapura in the coxswain seat and coached by Lachlan Matheson. Race 11 is the next event, which is the School Fours Division 1 for the girls. 5 crews to compete. Furthest from the camera is Ballarat Grammar on lane 7. Next to them on lane 6 is Damascus College. Lane 5, Ballarat and Clarendon College. Lane 4, Ballarat High School. And lane 3, nearest the camera, will be Loretto, who are coached by Barry Helsel, who does a great job at Loretto College and been part of their great success in recent years. Well underway now in race number 11 on today's 107 staging of the Ballarat Head of the Lake. Pick up an early lead is a little difficult here. Ballarat Damascus doing well on lane 5, second from the left-hand side as we look at the crews come towards us. Perhaps lane 4 leading, that's Ballarat Clarendon, through the first 300 or 400 metres, followed by Loretto Ballarat. then back to Ballarat High School and Ballarat Grammar at the rear of the field. In race 11, the School 4's Year 10 Division 1. This race will count towards the Premiership. For the Jack Netherway Cup. As I've mentioned before, won for the last 4 years by Loretto. And just to fool me, this is the singles and doubles exhibition row, which has been brought on for the competitors who were not able to row in a crew in the races, and this is an exhibition row in singles and doubles. So there's a girl in the single out in the front here, with a couple of doubles and 2 other singles. So we don't have their names, so I can't give them to you. But it's interesting how the single is well ahead. And that's the Damascus sculler, whoever it might be. She's sculling beautifully down towards the finishing line here. Well clear of the 2 doubles who are battling it out for second place. But down to the line at the end of 1,000 metres is the Damascus sculler as the Damascus sculler comes down to the line. Not she, he. Then we've got 2 doubles coming down. Double sculls, a great way to learn this sport of rowing is in doubles or quads or single sculls. And they're both from Phoenix. Then we've got another single sculler from Ballarat Grammar, followed by a sculler also from Ballarat Grammar. So they're the competitors who missed out on a row in the sweepboard events, having a go at the single and the doubles down the course. So now we should be expecting event number 11, the School 4's Year 10 Division 1 for the girls. But well done to the Damascus sculler in that previous event. It looked very impressive. The 5 crews are lining up at the start for race number 11, the School 4's for the girls, Year 10 Division 1, Loretto Ballarat on the south side of the course, Ballarat High on number 3, Ballarat Clarendon 4, Damascus College on 5 and Ballarat Grammar on 6. Their running starts and they're away. They're away in race number 11, the School 4's Year 10 Division 1. Rowing away, as you can see them on the screen, from our camera position at the 1,000 metre mark where they started, with a running start. Ballarat Clarendon, the bright red colours showing out in the lead here. The crew coached by John King. John, of course, president of the Wendouree Ballarat and also the Ballarat Rowing Association. And this crew has been very good through the season. Stroked by Lucy Richardson, Katie Jackson, Amy Goodson and Georgina Kemp, with Chloe Tippett the cox. And I might add, well coached by John King. Although you can't see me, I've got the JG King Homes cap on this morning. See that I was coming to Ballarat. And they're cleared right away. They've looked a very good crew all season, and only a Year 10 Division 1, but it's certainly going to be a force to be reckoned with if they stay together for the next couple of years. This Ballarat and Clarendon crew well clear through the 500 metres, about 2 lengths over Ballarat Grammar on the left-hand side of the screen, and then right over on the right-hand side is Loretto. Then follows Ballarat High School and Damascus bringing up the rear. But Damascus would be some 10 or 12 lengths behind the leading Ballarat Clarendon crew. So again, we've got a tandem rig, and that's pretty common at Ballarat and Clarendon College by the looks of it. The 2 and the 3 girl are both rowing on bow side, and the bow girl is rowing on stroke side. That's Georgina Kemp. Amy Goodson and Katie Jackson rowing on the bow side, and stroked by Lucy Richardson, coxed by Chloe Tippett. And they're coming down for a very convincing win here. The crew from Ballarat Clarendon will go across the line in convincing fashion in the School 4's Year 10 Division 1, scoring by about 4 lengths at the finish from Ballarat Grammar School in second place, underneath the judges' tower closest to the camera. In third place will be Loretto Ballarat, followed by Ballarat High School and Damascus College in 5th position. So a very fine win there to that Ballarat Clarendon crew. Have had a very good season so far in the Year 10 Division 1, coached by John King, stroked by Lucy Richardson, Katie Jackson, Amy Goodson and Georgina Kemp, coxed by Chloe Tippett. Let's hope they stay together so that they can compete in the seniors races next year at the annual Head of the Lake. Well, we're underway in the next event on the program here at the annual Head of the Lake conducted by the Ballarat schools. Ballarat Associated Schools, the 107th staging of the Head of the Lake at Lake Wendouree. And this is the School Fours for the Boys Division 1. St Patrick's College, Ballarat Grammar, Damascus, Ballarat Clarendon and Ballarat High School. And St Pat's out in the early lead here on the South Station on the right-hand side of your screen, coached by David O'Doherty. Second place would be Ballarat Clarendon, coached by Mackenzie Spark, second from the inside. Third position would be Ballarat Grammar on lane 4, second next door to St Pat's College. Then back to the inside station on lane 7 on the left-hand side of your screen to Ballarat High School. And then bringing up the rear in the centre is Damascus on lane 5. A good race here for the lead with about 250 or 300 metres to go. With Ballarat and Clarendon now taking the lead. Lachlan Clark, Alexander Moffat, Zachary Lang, Jock, Quartermain and Cox by Thomas DeRuta, with Mackenzie Spark the coach. Ballarat and Clarendon clearing away from the crew from St Pat's now, who were right up there in the early stages, but have dropped back behind, quite substantially behind Ballarat and Clarendon. St Pat's in second place, followed by Ballarat Grammar, then Ballarat High School. But down to the line, it's going to be a fine win to Ballarat and Clarendon. So they go across the line to score by 5 lengths at the finish. The winning combination there, stroked by Jock Quartermain, Zachary Lang, Alexander Moffat, Lachlan Clark and Thomas DeRuta, the Cox, Mackenzie Spark, the coach. With St Pat's second, Patrick's College, followed by Ballarat Grammar, followed by Ballarat High School, and then in 5th place will be Damascus in that the Year 10 Division 1 for the schoolboys. So pretty keen. The boys rowing premiership is pretty, well, still a long way to go, which is Ballarat Grammar, the holders of the Harold Devinson Cup. But the leading is at the moment is St Pat's with 24 points, Ballarat and Clarendon 22, Ballarat Grammar, the title holders, 16, Ballarat High 6 and Damascus College 2. St Pat's just slightly ahead there, 24 over 22. As the next event will be a race 13, the School Fours Division 2 of the Year 10. From the 1,000 metre mark, 5 starters, Ballarat Grammar, Loretto, Ballarat High, Ballarat Clarendon and Damascus. We're coming up, touching it up into line for the 1,000 metre start for race 13. So they're off and racing in race 13. It's ahead of schedule. Was scheduled to be at 11 o'clock Eastern Summer Time. This is the school fours for the girls, Year 10 Division 2. Ballarat Grammar, Loretto, Ballarat High, Ballarat Clarendon and Damascus as we see them come towards us. The crew that's taken the lead, I think, is Ballarat High School, perhaps on lane 5. And along with them, Ballarat Clarendon on lane 6. Then across to Loretto on lane 4. Followed by Ballarat Grammar on lane 3 and Damascus on lane 7 at the rear. And there's 5-boat field in the Coxed Fours, Year 9, Division 2 for the girls. And the girls' racing started back in 1980, won by Ballarat Grammar School in the early days. Ballarat Grammar and Ballarat College tended to dominate the girls' first events. So they've come through the halfway 500 metre mark now, and it looks like Loretto have taken the lead away from Ballarat Grammar. The crews on this side have dropped back a little bit, headed by Ballarat High School, or right up there in the early stages, then back to Ballarat Clarendon and Damascus. Those three crews battling it out for the minor placing here. The race is on in earnest between Ballarat Grammar on the right-hand side of your screen and next to them Loretto on lane 4. Ballarat Grammar here is the crew of Lily Jordan, Annabelle Hodge, Perry Eaton, Ella Gleeson and Poppy Kingdom Pierce the Cox, and coached by Tess Heath. And the Loretto College crew is Amelia Hoffman, Alexander Jeeve, Tess Squire, Jessica Sheehan and Holly McSpurren the Cox, and coached by Lauren Murphy. It's still Ballarat Grammar slightly ahead, about half a length over Loretto, and very calm conditions prevailing here at the end of 1,000 metres for race 13. The School Fours, Year 10 Division 2. It's been a great race between these two crews, Ballarat Grammar and Loretto, who've been stroke for most of the race, but Ballarat Grammar just lifting enough towards the end to hold off Loretto, and Ballarat Grammar will go across the line first, half a length clear over Loretto in second place. Very tight for third too between Ballarat Clarendon. They'll take out third, just ahead of Damascus in fourth place, and Ballarat High School, who were prominent early, dropping back into fifth place. So some good finishes there for first and second, and for third and fourth. At the winners, Ballarat Grammar in the Year 10 Division 2 for the girls. Lily Jordan, Annabelle Hodge, Perry Eaton, stroked by Ella Gleeson, coxed by Poppy Kingdom Pierce, and coached by Tess Heath. Congratulations, Ballarat Grammar. They're good winners of the Year 10 Division 2 for the girls. So after that race for the girls' premiership, This is unofficially, of course, for the Jack Netherway Cup, the Premier Schools, held by Loretto College. The leaders with 3 qualifying races to go. Ballarat and Clarendon College with 30. Joint second, Ballarat Grammar and Loretto 24. Damascus College 9 and Ballarat High School 7. The next event coming down is the event 14, which is the School 4's Year 10 Division 2 for the boys. And Ballarat and Clarendon on the inside station here in the lead, coached by Joe Tyndall. Lachlan Tucker in the stroke seat, behind him Joshua Johnson, Ben Locke and Hamish Richardson, with Samuel Cousins, the Cox, comfortably out in front of the rest of the field here. The Ballarat and Clarendon crew. Going to be very tight for the minor placings between Damascus, Ballarat Grammar and St Pat's. But well done to Ballarat and Clarendon. Second place will go to St Pat's, in just ahead of Damascus, and then fourth place Ballarat Grammar, and fifth will be Ballarat High School, in a very good finish there to the School 4's Year 10 Division 2. And the next race is underway, race 15, so that was scheduled for 10 past 11, so it's well ahead of time, the regatta. And the 4 starters here in race 15. Ballarat Clarendon on lane 3, Ballarat High on 4, St Pat's on 5, and Ballarat Grammar on 6. Looks like Ballarat Clarendon in the lead here in race 15 on the south station on lane 3. On the right-hand side of the screen, Ballarat High School next door to them on lane 4. Back to Ballarat Grammar on lane 6 on the left-hand side of the screen. And then St Patrick's College on lane 5. They've covered about 400 metres of this 1,000 metre Schoolboy 4's Year 10 Division 3. Through the halfway mark now, and the leading crew is still Ballarat Clarendon over there on the south station on lane 3. And this the Year 10 Division 2 of the Schoolboy 4s. Hamish Richardson, Ben Locke, Joshua Johnson, Lachlan Tucker and Samuel Cousins, with coach Joe Tyndall. About half a length in front of Damascus College alongside them, although it doesn't look like Damascus to me. St Patrick's College alongside them. And these two crews settling down now at about 230 metres to go to fight out race 15, the Year 10 Division 3 School 4s. With Ballarat and Clarendon College just a metre or two in front of St Patrick's College in second place. Back in third position, Ballarat Grammar and High School Ballarat High back at the rear of the field. This is going to be a very tight finish coming up. St Patrick's College finishing full of running, and I think we're going to see one of the first crews today coming from behind to take out the victory, because St Pat's have gone past the Ballarat and Clarendon College crew, have compounded under the pressure, I'd say. Now lifting their rate again as the two crews drive down to the line, but it's going to be St Patrick's College in the end, scoring by a third of a length from Ballarat Clarendon College in second place. 3 lengths further back to the crew from Ballarat Grammar, and 4th place will be Ballarat High School. Well, what a finish that was, and a very, very tight finish there in the School 4's Year Division 3. Well, a very good finish there, probably the best finish of the regatta so far in race 15, with St Pat's getting up to take it away from Ballarat Clarendon over the concluding stages. We have the next event just about to get underway, race 16, School 4's Year 10 Division 4 for the girls. Ballarat Clarendon on 3, Ballarat Grammar on 4, Loretto on 5, and Ballarat High School on 6. So with 2 races to go in the boys' premiership, I have it as St Patrick's College 34, Ballarat and Clarendon 32, Ballarat Grammar School 21, Ballarat High School 19 and Damascus College 5. And in the girls' event, with 2 races to go in the Year 9, Division 1 and 2 that count towards the premiership, Ballarat and Clarendon leading with 30 ahead of Ballarat Grammar and Loretto both on 24. Damascus College on 9 and Ballarat High School on 7. And they're underway in race number 16, the School 4's Year 10 Division 4 for the girls. And to pick up an early leader, it looks like perhaps the crew from Loretto in the lead on lane 5. Second from the left-hand side of your screen, just ahead of Ballarat Grammar. Next door to them on lane 4. Then back to the far side from my position here at the finish, lane 3 on the right-hand side of the screen, Ballarat and Clarendon, and Ballarat High School already a fair way behind in this 1,000-metre race. So a good race between Loretto and Ballarat Grammar at this stage. Not much difference between the two of them. In the centre of the screen. And on the right-hand side, back in 3rd place, Ballarat Clarendon, and Ballarat High School on the left-hand side, back in 4th place. This is the School 4's Year 10 Division 4, doesn't count towards the premiership. It's still a great race between these two leading crews, Ballarat Grammar and Loretto. Loretto closest to the left-hand side of your screen, maybe just narrowly in front. Emma Cosgriff, Taylor Keane, Eliza Baker and Mia Butson, with Poppy Waddell the Cox. They've drawn away to a length lead now over Ballarat Grammar, stroked by Sophie Reardon, and Cox by Annabella Usher. Loretto Ballarat here, coached by Maggie Ryan and Emma Houlihan. And Loretto coming away to a length and a half lead now over Ballarat Grammar, having a good race all the way down the course. But, a good effort by Loretto. They've got a very, very strong rowing program. And down towards the line their crew in the Year 10 Division 4. Scored by 2 1/4 lengths at the finish. From Ballarat Grammar in second place. And quite a margin back to the crew from Ballarat Clarendon on lane 3 on the south side of the course, and Ballarat High School on the north side of the course will come through in 4th place. So well done to the Ballarat and crew from Loretto. Emma Cosgriff, Taylor Keane, Eliza Baker and Mia Butson, with Poppy Waddell the Cox, and coached by Maggie Ryan and Emma Houlihan. See a lot of the crews coached by joint coaches during the regatta so far. Now the next event's eventual event 17. Scheduled for about 6 minutes' time at 20 minutes past 11, but like most of the races in recent times, we may get away early there. This is the Year 10 Division 4 for the schoolboys. Ballarat Clarendon on 3, Ballarat High on 4, St Pat's 1 on 5, St Pat's 2 on 6, and Ballarat Grammar on lane 7. That will be the next race from the 1,000 metre mark, as all races from now on will be 1,000 metres. Well, where there would normally be having quite a large crowd on the South Isthmus, there'd be a couple of hundred seagulls over there. It's just sitting on the grass and on the path, enjoying their life as we see the crews coming into line for this next race at the 1,000 metre start, where we've got a camera there at the 1,000 metres. And it's a running start, so one of the crews is well behind at the moment. That's St Pat's College on lane 6. Nearest the camera is Ballarat Grammar. They've been told to back it back. They've just drifted over the line a bit too much. St Pat's on lane 6 next door to them have come up into line. Now got them away. My crew having backed down. And we see the name Gaylard in there in the stroke seat of Ballarat Grammar, Angus Gaylard. Of course, Rob Gaylard, the late Rob Gaylard in recent times, passing away, well known in this area for his commentating and support for sport and emceeing many events. And we see the stroke of the Ballarat Grammar crew in this event. Angus Gaylard presumably is a relation of Rob. The late Rob Gaylard. And unfortunately it dropped back a little bit. The early leader looks like St Pat's on lane 5, ahead of Ballarat Clarendon on lane 3, back to High School on lane 4, then St Pat's on lane 6 and Ballarat Grammar on lane 7 at the rear of the field. 5 crews in this event, with St Pat's having 2 crews starting in the school fours for the boys Year 10 Division 4. Yeah, still the St Pat's crew, 3 across on your left hand, from your left hand side. That's St Pat's number 1 crew, Dan Stute, Thomas O'Loughlin, Lachlan Rowe and Mike Beecher, with Cox and Angus Roth, and coached by Will Pecker and Nick Gittings. Joint coaches again, as we've seen many of the crews today. And keeping in company with them is St Pat's number 2 crew. So at the 500 metre mark, there's very little difference between those 2 crews. Back in 3rd place is Ballarat Grammar on the left of your screen. Then on the right of your screen is Ballarat and Clarendon, and Ballarat High School on lane 4 at the rear of the field. In the background there is the life-saving boys. Of course, they are at every regatta in case something happens to any of the competitors, or even for that matter spectators, but it's nice to have them on board, and they're here again at Ballarat today. So what a race it is coming up. These 3 crews are going stroke for stroke here. St Pat's 1 on lane 5, St Pat's 2 on lane 6 and Ballarat Grammar on lane 7 nearest the judge have taken the lead now. The Ballarat Grammar crew on the left-hand side of the screen, stroked by Angus Gaylard. They're a bit tardy off the start, but they've taken the lead here in the dying stages of the race. Only 100 metres to go. St Pat's coming back at them again on lane 5. And these 3 crews are going stroke for stroke down to the line. In the School 4's Year 10 Division 4, one of the better races of the day, or better finishes of the day. The St Pat's crew are leading early, are coming home strongly. Ballarat Grammar, can they hold on? Oh, almost a dead heat. Give it to Ballarat Grammar though by 1/3 of a metre from St Pat's on lane 5. About 1/3 of a length back to St Pat's on lane 6 in 3rd place. 4th place will be Ballarat Clarendon and 5th will be Ballarat High School. But a magnificent finish there to the School 4's Year 10 Division 4. Almost a dead heat, but I think Ballarat Grammar just snatched victory and held off the St Pat's College number 1 crew on the line. Angus Gaylard, Max Doust, Charlie Stock and Alexander Herod, with Amy Shreeman, the Cox of that crew, which is coached by Will Grills from St Patrick's College, stroked by Mike Bleacher. Behind him, Lachlan Rowe, Thomas O'Loughlin and Dan Shute, with coaches jointly Will Pierker and Nick Gittings. What a great finish that was to the Year 10 Division 4 schoolboy 4s. That race not counting towards the premiership, so although it was very, very tight at the finish. If you want to get the official results, they are on Rowing Victoria Manager. That's Rowing Victoria Manager. The results coming through there with times and margins normally. I'm not sure whether that's today, but that's the normal procedure. So, a good win there. I think it was the Ballarat Grammar. That was an official result, of course. We don't not getting any results coming through, but I've just got to guess who's the winner, and I gave it a Ballarat Grammar just ahead of St Pat's College 1, with St Pat's College 2 in third place. And good to see the Gaylard name there having a win with Angus in the stroke seat. And the crews are rowing away from the finishing line past the 100 or so seagulls that are on the south station or south isthmus, because with COVID conditions here we have no crowd today, no official crowd anyway, and secondly no outside broadcast on the course. Unless they're watching our live streaming on their phones. As we see the next race coming up towards the 1,000 metre mark. That's race 18 at 11:25, so we've still got a couple of minutes before the official starting time, but we may get underway a bit earlier than that. As the crews are there, you can see them on the screen. We've got at the top of the screen Ballarat High School, lane 4, Ballarat Grammar number 5, lane 5 Loretto, lane 6 Phoenix, and on the left hand side of the screen, or the bottom of the screen, is Ballarat Grammar. This is the girls year 10 division 5 and 6 together, race 18 today. Running start from the 1,000 metres. Crew at the bottom of the screen, just sitting there. They're not straightening up very well. Our girl is straightening the boat up with her oar. And they're away. Ballarat Grammar was touching it at the time, but they've picked it up pretty well on the bottom of the screen there, the Ballarat Grammar crew. The 5 crews are away from the 1,000 metre start running start event number 18, the School 4s, Year 10, Division 5 and 6. The breeze just getting up slightly from the early part of the program, but still very, very good conditions for rowing here at Lake Wendouree today for the 107th staging of the Ballarat Schools, Associated Schools Regatta. The annual event, which was postponed from Friday, and it was well postponed, I think, because the conditions on Friday were very ordinary, they tell me, with a very strong wind. But now very little breeze at all, affecting the rowers themselves as we see these crews are away. Crew on the south station seem to be a long way behind in the early stages. But the crew in the lead looks like Loretto on lane 5. Heard from the inside station on your screen. Third from the left-hand side. They're in the middle of the course. In second place alongside them, Ballarat Grammar, number 5 on lane 4. Then back to the Phoenix crew on lane 6. Followed by BAS Ballarat High School right over on the far side on lane 3 on the right-hand side of your screen. And back at the rear is Ballarat Grammar number 6 on the left-hand side of your screen. This is race number 18 today. We have a total of 31, so there's still 13 races to go, including this one. The School 4's Year 10 Division 5. Now, I've just picked up in the program that the Year 10 Division 3 will be coming up in a few minutes' time. as race number 20. I wondered what had happened to it, but it was originally programmed then, so that's when they come along, we'll pick them up when that happens. So going to a clear lead now is the crew from Ballarat Grammar over Loretto, who led early on. Ballarat Grammar on lane 4, second from the top of the screen to Loretto alongside them on lane 5. Then back to perhaps Ballarat Grammar number 6 on lane 7, just ahead of Phoenix on lane 6. And then at the top of your screen, Ballarat High School, who are a fair way behind in 5th place. This is race 18 on the Ballarat Associated Schools Regatta. Ballarat Grammar have got that 3/4 of a length margin over Loretto. So they come down now in race 18, the Year 10 Division 5 and 6 of the schoolgirl fours. Ballarat Grammar holding off the challenge at the moment from Loretto Ballarat. Ballarat Grammar crew is Saffron Smith, Annie Sullivan, Ella Furness, and stroked by Ruby Hopkins, and Matilda Rivers is the cox and coached by Caitlin Grieve. And after a great tussle with Loretto all the way down, it's going to be Ballarat Grammar first in the school fours, Year 10 Division 5 for the girls, from Loretto by 2/3 of a length. Quite a margin back to the next crew, which will be Phoenix on lane 6, followed by Ballarat Grammar number 6 on lane 7, and then Ballarat High School in 5th place on lane 3. But the Phoenix crew coming in now, stroked by Chelsea Thorpe. Across the line there, they stopped rowing before the line actually. A few water birds in the water there, just near the crew from Phoenix. And we've had a start on the next event anyway, so we'll revert back to that. The school fours, Year 10, Division 5 and 6. Top of the screen here, Ballarat Grammar in the yellow colours showing out in the lead through the halfway stage over St Pat's College and Ballarat Clarendon. Then back to the other St Pat's crew and Ballarat High School they're ahead of St Pat's number 1 crew on lane 6. And we've had the all clear from the umpire from the previous event, so we revert back down the field now to race number 19, the school fours for the boys, Year 10, Division 5 and 6. And St Patrick's College have come through now. The crew on lane 4. They were scheduled to be between Ballarat Grammar and Ballarat Clarendon, but they're actually on lane 4, so the crew from St Pat's taking the lead here. Charlie Darbin, Edward Puker, Edward O'Brien and Caden Long in the stroke seat with Cody Tawney the cox. Coached by Gab Yanis. Ahead of the Ballarat Grammar crew, coached by Aaron Lowe, stroked by Jacob Burke and coxed by Amelia Rizzo. But it's going to be the St Pat's crew coming down to the line here in race number 19, the Year 10 for the boys, Divisions 5 and 6. St Pat's, who were on lane 4, across the line first. Ballarat Grammar on lane 3 in 2nd place. Ballarat and Clarendon on lane 5 in 3rd position. Ballarat High School in 4th place, and 5th position will be the second Pat's crew, St Pat's crew on lane 6. So The next event is underway as well. That's race number 20, the School 4's Year 10 Division 3. And this one will count towards the premiership, so it'll be very keenly contested if it is that race. 5 crews coming down with Ballarat Grammar in the lead from the crew right over on the far side of Loretto. They're the 2 crews battling it out through coming up towards the 500 metre mark. As we revert down the course after that win by St Pat's College, Charlie Darbin, Edward Peaker, Edward O'Brien, Caden Long and Cody Tawney, the cocks, coached by Gab Yanis. So we come past the 500 metre mark on the extremities of the course. It's very, very tight for the lead here in race 20. The top of the screen, Loretto Ballarat, and the bottom of the screen on the left-hand side, Ballarat Grammar. Battling it out, and back in third place would be the crew from Ballarat High School, followed by Ballarat Clarendon, and bringing up the rear is Damascus on lane 6. So they're coming down towards the 750 metre buoy, a big buoy on both sides of the course. And it looks like the crew on this side, Ballarat Grammar, still leading from Loretto on the far side. Then back to Ballarat High School, followed by Ballarat Clarendon and Damascus. This race is towards the points score or table with Division 3 of the Year 10 race number 20 today of 31 at the annual Ballarat Associated Schools Head of the Lake. And it looks like a win coming up here to Ballarat Grammar. Coxed by Lizzie Birmingham. Coached by Jess Marnie. A good win to Ballarat Grammar. Rowing in the Amy Gillett, a very famous person, Amy. And they score by about 4 lengths at the finish from Loretto in second place. Very good race for the minor placing here for third position between Ballarat Clarendon and Ballarat High School. As they drive down to the line, Ballarat Clarendon will get third just ahead of Ballarat High, and this crew from Damascus is still to come through in 5th place. Well, I'm not sure whether that's Damascus or Phoenix, because that's not Damascus's normal colours, but anyway, we'll have to call it Damascus because it's as they're listed in the program. But congratulations to the winning crew there from Ballarat Grammar: Alicia Walker, Olivia Mole, Bella Wolf, Sarah Hanmer in the stroke seat, and Lizzie Birmingham, the coxswain, coached by Jess Marnie. So very interesting in the girls rowing premiership, with 2 races still to come, the Division 1 and 2 of the Year 9s. Ballarat and Clarendon College at 33, just narrowly ahead of Ballarat Grammar with 30, followed by Loretto College on 28. So pretty tight finish coming up there with 2 races to go for the premiership. There's still a few races to go overall. Got to hit race number 20, so there's 31 races today, so there's still 11 races to come, and that'll be headed by the School Quad Scull Year 9 Division 1. All the races so far have been in 4s. In this occasion, this will be a quad scull where the girls have got 2 oars in their hands, not 1. So slightly quicker boat normally than the standard sweepboard 4 event. And they're milling around at the start for that race, number 21. Schedule to start at 11:45, which by my calculations still about 7 or 8 minutes to go, but judging by what happens, they'll get that underway a little bit quicker from the 1,000 metre mark. We've got Ballarat Grammar on 3, Loretto on 4, Ballarat High on 5, Ballarat Clarendon on 6, and Damascus on 7 on the left-hand side, nearest the judge at the bottom of the screen when they come into view. So at the 1,000 metres, they're just about to get underway. This event counts towards the, I think, maybe not. It's a quad scale, so maybe the quads don't count. It's only the 4-odd events that count. But this is a quad scale, which is a great way to learn this magnificent sport of rowing. And they're underway in race number 21 on the Ballarat Associated Schools Head of the Lake. First started back in 1912 when the first original race was abandoned, so the first in fact race was 1913, some 107 years ago. School Quad Scale Year 9 Division 1 is underway, and the early leader would be Ballarat Clarendon, second from the left-hand side as we look at the crews coming towards us. Ballarat Clarendon would be leading narrowly from Loretto on lane, Ballarat High School, maybe the glasses up. Loretto in second place, Loretto Ballarat. Those two crews coming towards the 500 metres. Ballarat Clarendon on 6 and Loretto Ballarat on 4. In between them is Ballarat High School, and on the top of the picture is Ballarat Grammar, and the bottom of the picture on the left-hand side is Damascus College. This is the Quad Scale Year 9 Division 1, the first of the Quad Scale races today, where the girls have got 2 blades in their hands, as distinct from the earlier races, which were 4s. And clearing right away now is Loretto. They've got the sniff of the finishing line in their clubhouse, of course, not right near the finishing line. In this race 21, the school 4s, quad 4 in fact, Coxed event, Bella Davies, Daisy Darbin, Lara Antrobus, Bridget O'Brien and Madison Lane, the Cox, and coached by Gabby Howard. Very impressive for a Year 9 Division 1. Great way to learn this sport of rowing as the southwesterly breeze gets up a little bit towards the finish here. It's putting a little bit of ripple on the water, as distinct from earlier on, and the girls from Loretto College are doing nicely out in front now. They've cleared away from the Ballarat Clarendon crew in the red colours in second place, but down towards the line, and you see the girls rowing in there with their 2 oars in the quad scull. Great way to learn this magnificent sport of rowing. 2.5 lengths clear over Ballarat Clarendon in second place. Another 2 lengths away to Ballarat Grammar, who'll come through in third position. And then another 2.5 lengths back to Ballarat High School in the light blue colours. and the dark blue trimming, and then Damascus will be in 5th place. The winning crew there from Loretto: Bella Davies, Daisy Darbin, Lara Antrobus, Bridget O'Brien, and Cox by Madison Lane. The Year 9 Division 1 quad scull, and coached by Gabby Howard. So in the background we've got the Loretto banners over there with the Legacy and the Loretto Legacy are the two banners there, right outside their boat shed, which is near the finishing line here at Lake Wendouree. Well, the next event is the Quad Scull Year 9 Division 1 for the boys, which we've got 5 crews scheduled to start: St Patrick's College, Ballarat Grammar, Damascus, Ballarat Clarendon and Ballarat High School from the 1,000 metre start. About 6-7 minutes to go, but I think they might get away, as most of the races have been getting away early. Milling around just before the start, and the camera will pick them up very shortly as they come into the starters' hands on a running start for the 1,000 metre event, the School Quad Scull Year 9 Division 1, with just a slight head breeze. And they're in the starters' hands now at the 1,000 metres, and they're away. They're off and racing now in the School Quad Scull Year 9 Division 1 for the boys. The top of the screen, St Patrick's College. Next to them, Ballarat Grammar. In the middle is Damascus College. Lane 6 is Ballarat Clarendon. At the bottom of the screen is Ballarat High School on lane 7. So the whole course here at Lake Wendouree is buoyed. Some say it's like a swimming pool, but of course the boys are a lot further apart, about 10 metres apart between the boys, but still with the coxswains in the boat it should be fairly easy for them to steer down the course. And at the end of the regatta course there are big signs which indicate the lanes that they should be in. We can use up to 8 lanes here at Lake Wendouree, but of course we have only, the maximum we've used today is 5 lanes. And this is race 22, the Year 9 Division 1 Quad Scull. Pretty keen race for the lead here between Ballarat Grammar and Damascus on lanes 4 and 5. Not far behind is Ballarat Clarendon then, and then the other two crews have dropped back a little bit. St Patrick's College on lane 3. On the top of the screen, there's a lot of splashing on that crew. As I said earlier on, the second 500, although this will be the third 500, which will be the first 500 for these crews, just a little bit more difficult than the early part of the course, particularly where they started at the 1,000. Then back at the rear of the field is Ballarat High School on the left-hand side of your screen. But the leading crews, pretty tightly contested here. St Patrick's College right at the top of the screen. Then second from the bottom is Ballarat Clarendon. Then back to the crew from Damascus, just ahead of Ballarat Grammar and Ballarat High School on lane 7, right up there in contention. So the crew on the South Station now, lane 3, that's St Patrick's College, Harry Charlson, Tristan Nidjoff, Ned Renfree, and Paddy O'Brien, there's a good Irish name, Paddy O'Brien, and John Hanson. Taking the lead narrowly over Ballarat and Clarendon, James Forsyth, Charlie McClure, Micah Hickenbotham, and Hugh Trigg in the stroke seat with James Tippett the Cox. And coached by Matt Olver. St Pat's coached by Riley McDougall. It looks like Ballarat and Clarendon have taken a clear lead now over St Patrick's College. In this, the quad scull. Well, there's a crew come to grief there. Damascus have caught an almighty crab and have had to stop rowing completely. And the umpire's boat is coming in to help them now, as they've caught the water and what we call in rowing a crab. So down towards the line, it's going to be Ballarat and Clarendon on lane 6 in the bright red colours, coming away over the concluding stages in these calm conditions. Ballarat and Clarendon across the line first. 3 lengths clear over the St Pat's crew in second place on lane 3. Ballarat High School in third position, followed by Ballarat Grammar in fourth place, and Damascus have finished off the course with that problem they had. So they did not finish at this point in time. Bad luck for them, and an experience that nobody wishes to have, but it's all part of the fabric of life when you're rowing. So the winners there, Ballarat and Clarendon, James Forsyth, Charlie McClure, Micah Hickenbotham, Hugh Trigg in the stroke seat, James Tippett the Cox, and coached by Matt Olver. Well done, Ballarat and Clarendon, in the quad scull Year 9, Division 1. Next event will be the school quad scull for the girls, Year 9, Division 4. From the 1,000 metres. They've still got a few minutes before they'll start in that event, as we see the young lads from Damascus trying to straighten their boat up. Maybe they want to finish. So the Damascus crew is going to come down the course now after having that bit of a problem there with a couple of 100 metres to go. Jack McCann, Flynn Rivet, Harrison Kennett, Charlie McCann and Samantha Crilly, coached by Robert Davis. Well done, you've recovered the Damascus boys, and after that mishap will now finish the race in 5th position. And they're coming into line now for race number 23, the school girls, Coxed 4, Year 9, Division 4. So still some quad sculls to come a little later. see these crews getting away now. They're often racing in race 23, the quad School 4's Year 9 Division 4 for the girls. The bottom of the screen we've got Ballarat Clarendon, alongside them Ballarat High, then Loreto Ballarat, followed by Ballarat Grammar, and at the top of the screen Damascus. So a little bit choppier conditions now prevailing, but still pretty good conditions for rowing. And of course the coxswains have the advantage of having the course buoyed, so they should be able to stay on line as long as they don't have a mishap like in the previous event with Damascus. And showing out early is the crew from Loreto. From Ballarat Grammar and High School. Back to Ballarat Clarendon on lane 7 at the left-hand side of our screen. And on the right-hand side is Damascus on lane 3 at the rear. This is the girls Coxed 4 Year 9 Division 4 over 1,000 metres. And after covering about 300 metres now, the Year 9 for the girls, Division 4. We've got a pretty good race with Ballarat Clarendon on the left-hand side of the screen doing well, as is Loreto on lane 5. In between them is Ballarat High School. Then back to Damascus. And bringing up the rear is Ballarat High on lane 6. So anybody's race here with Ballarat Grammar doing well now on as they come to the 500 metre mark on lane 4, drawing up alongside Loreto and Ballarat Clarendon back in 3rd place, followed by the crew from Damascus and then High School bringing up the rear. This is race number 23, the Schoolgirl 4's Year 9 Division 4. A little bit of steering problem there from Ballarat Grammar. They've just lost a little bit of steering there, probably, maybe a few metres. That's allowed Loreto to come a little closer, and also down on the inside station on the left of your screen, Ballarat Clarendon in the red colours. But still Ballarat Grammar leading narrowly from Loreto, followed by Ballarat and Clarendon. Back in 4th place would be Damascus, ahead of the Ballarat High School crew on lane 6. Coming up with about 200 odd metres to go, it's the female school Coxed 4 Year 9 Division 4, coming down towards its conclusion at race number 23. With the crew from Loreto, the local crew here, coming down towards the boat shed area, coxed by Amelia Gibcus, Maya Driscoll behind Annie Sproul in the stroke seat, Hannah McCrum and Ella McCormick. So it's going to be a win to Loreto in race number 23. Across the line they'll go first, a length and a quarter clear over Ballarat Grammar in 2nd place. Another length back to Ballarat and Clarendon in 3rd position. 5 lengths further back to Damascus in 4th place. And Ballarat High School will come through in 5th position. So congratulations there to the winning combination from Loretto. Ella McCormick, Hannah McCrum, Maya Driscoll and Annie Sproul with Amelia Gibcus the Cox. And the coach there jointly, Meg McInnes and Molly Curran. A very strong school in rowing, Loretto, here at Ballarat, and their boat shed is right near the finishing line. And they've had quite a few banners out there, and the school, although it's a non-crowd event, there's still got a few following the crews coming down. And the Coxswain's pretty excited there in that winning combination from Loretto. Now we've caught up a bit of time, but the next event scheduled for 12 o'clock is the Cox for the boys, Year 9, Division 3, Ballarat Clarendon, St Pat's, Ballarat Grammar and Ballarat High School. That race is the next event scheduled to come down, but maybe a few minutes before that happens because they're well behind the starting line. Well, at long last, they're coming into line for the next event on the program. Race number 24, Coxed Fours for the boys, Year 9 Division 3. And they're away. The bottom of the screen, Ballarat High School. Ahead of them on lane 5 is Ballarat Grammar, then St Pat's College and Ballarat Clarendon at the top of the screen. Certainly the breeze has got up a little bit in the last little while. Almost a straight headwind all the way down the course. Ballarat Clarendon taking the early lead here in the Year 9 Division 3 School Fours. Race number 24, crew coached by David Hunter. Second place alongside them is St Patrick's College, coached by Jackson Long. In the middle of the course, Ballarat Grammar, coached by Cecilio Hearn and Martin Hunt. So they came through the halfway mark of this 1,000 metre race, the Year 9 Division 3 Coxed Fours. The fourth crew, Ballarat High School, have had a lot of trouble, and they were a few hundred metres behind in fourth place. But still Ballarat and Clarendon College, Jack Cowan, Darcy Rose, Lachlan Duffin and stroked by Mason Young, with Harry Skeen, the Cox, and coached by David Hunter, out in front. Second place now would be Ballarat Grammar School, stroked by Lockie Heath, behind him Archie Williamson, James Taylor and Cooper Ivy in the bow seat with Stuart Hall, the Cox. And St Pat's dropping back a little bit there. James Reinhart's the coach stroke of that crew with Patrick Gowans, the Cox. They're back in third place, but it's been a good race between the three crews, but Ballarat and Clarendon College in the lead here. Stroked by Mason Young. But half a length in front of the Ballarat Grammar crew is sticking to the guns well in second place. And are they close enough if they're good enough over the last couple of 100 metres? I don't think so. Ballarat and Clarendon finishing full of running over there on lane 3, coming down in the Year 9 Division 3 Cox 4. Finishing full of running, Ballarat and Clarendon as they go across the line. The score by 1 1/4 lengths at the finish from Ballarat Grammar in second place, another 2 lengths away to St Patrick's College in third position, and Ballarat High School still have a long way to go in fourth place. So well done to the winning combination there from Ballarat and Clarendon, Jack Cowan, Darcy Rose, Lachlan Duffin, Mason Young and Harry Skeen, coxed by David Hunter. winners of race 24, the School 4s, Year 9, Division 3 for the boys. And Ballarat High School coming through now in 4th place. They've had a few issues with their blade work and problems along the course, but at least they're competing and they're going to finish the 1,000-metre race that they won't forget for a little while as they come down to the line. Well done to them. They've at least finished the 1,000 metres and in 4th place. Race 25 is underway. The Schoolgirl Cox 4s, Year 9, Divisions 5, 7 and 8. The crew on the south station here has got away to a very good start. And it looks like Loretto, the Ballarat and Clarendon crew changed positions with them, or maybe Ballarat and Clarendon didn't start, but Loretto's comfortably out in front there. Poppy Charlson, Phoebe Crawley, Dakota Hare and Adi Atkins with Madison Carl the Cox. They're well clear of the one of the two Ballarat and Clarendon College crews. Followed closely by Ballarat Grammar, then down on the inside station, the Ballarat and Clarendon crew on lane 7. So 6 crews I've counted there, and Ballarat High School are well back at the rear of the field. Off the course on lane 8, they're actually rowing on about lane 8.5 at the moment. But it's all Loretto Ballarat over there on lane 4. They were listed in the program. They're on about lane 2 at the moment. And they're well clear of Ballarat and Clarendon, followed by Ballarat Grammar. Ballarat and Clarendon have another couple of crews in there as well. So they've got 3 crews altogether. And Ballarat High School bringing up the rear. And the next race is underway. School 4's Year 9 Division 4, St Pat's College, Ballarat and Clarendon, St Pat's College and Ballarat Grammar. But the crew coming down towards the finishing line, looking very impressive, is Loretto, Poppy Charlson, Phoebe Crawley, Dakota Hare, Adi Atkins and Madison Carl in the coxswain seat, driving down to the line in calm condition at the end of the race to score a convincing win, one of the biggest wins of the day so far. Loretto on lane 4 in the School 4's Year 9, Divisions 5, 7 and 8. Not sure what happened to Division 6, but Ballarat Grammar in 2nd place, followed by the first of the Ballarat and Clarendon crews on lane 5 in 3rd position. 4th Ballarat and Clarendon nearest the judge here on lane 7. Ballarat and Clarendon again on lane 6 according to that, but they weren't scheduled to be lane 6, and Ballarat High School in 6th place. So well done to the winners there, Poppy Charlson, Phoebe Crawley, Dakota Hare and Adi Atkins with Madison Carl, the cox of the crew, and the winning coach was a joint Mimi Barnett and Emily Bathurst. Great to see the Barnett name there in the Loretto College coaching ranks. Next event coming down is pretty close on top of the last one, was the School 4's Year 9 Division 4 with Ballarat Grammar in the lead nearest the judge. on the bottom of the screen there on the left-hand side, followed by the Ballarat and Clarendon crew on lane 4. In between them is St Pat's crew, and then the St Pat's crew on lane 3 are back in 4th place. But the leading crew here is Ballarat Grammar, Darcy Jones, Harris Timms, Charles Seaback and Angus Gray, with Will French, the Cox, and coached by Jesse Selkirk. Ahead of Ballarat and Clarendon, coached by Charles Pritchard and coxed by Jed Newell and Zach Spencer in the stroke seat. But it's going to be a comfortable victory to Ballarat Grammar School in the Year 9 Division 4 of the Schoolboy Fours as they go across the line to score by 2.5 lengths at the finish. From Ballarat and Clarendon, who are just holding off the fast finishing St Pat's crew by about 1/3 of a length in 3rd place. Then the other St Pat's crew about 4 lengths further back in 4th position. That was race 26, the School Fours Year 9 Division 4, won by Ballarat Grammar, Darcy Jones, Harris Timms, Charles Seaback, Angus Gray and Will French, the Cox, coached by Jess Selkirk. Well, the regatta officials doing a great job keeping the program up to date in cooperation with the competitors. Race 27 is the next event, and they're in the starters' hands right on 12:15, which is the official starting time for this next event. 12:15 Eastern Summer Time, I should say. Now the 5 crews are away in race 27. This is the Schoolgirl Fours Year 9, Division 6, 9 and 10. And Loretto away well in the bright yellow colours on lane 3 on the top of the screen. They've already cleared out well ahead of Ballarat and Clarendon number 2 on lane 6. Second from the bottom of the screen. The one on the bottom of the screen is Ballarat and Clarendon number 3. Then back to Ballarat and Clarendon number 1, followed by Phoenix College at the rear of the field. This is race 27 of 31 races today and the 107th staging of the Ballarat Schools, Associated Schools, Head of the Lake. It looks like another easy win coming up to Loretto Ballarat. We saw an easy one just a few minutes ago with the combination here coached by Jemima Clark and Casey Drew, coxed by Meg Beeston, stroked by Olivia Jones, behind her Emma Gowans, Llewellyn Noons and Cirque Maloney Wise. And gee, They're at about 10 lengths in front here of the first of the Ballarat and Clarendon College crews. Back on lane 6, coached jointly by Zoe Cowan and Grace Davies, and coxed by Molly Cooper and Sophie Atkinson the stroke. And follows the Ballarat and Clarendon College crew on lane 4, followed by Ballarat and College crew on lane 7, their number 3 crew, and Phoenix College is struggling a little bit back at the rear of the field. And closely watched by the surf life-saving guys who are here as a precautionary measure. But this is a real cakewalk and one of the easiest wins of our regatta today here at Ballarat. The Loretto College crew making every stroke a winning stroke and drawing right away from the other crews in the school coxed fours, year 9, division 6, 9 and 10, race 27 on the program. Well done to Loretto College. In the bow seat, Cirky Maloney Wise across the line first, Llewellyn Noons, Gemma Cowans, Olivia Jones and Meg Beeston the cox, coached by Jemima Clark and Casey Drew. Easiest win of the day to Loretto from 3 Ballarat and Clarendon College crews coming through in 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and Phoenix will bring up the rear. So well done to the winning combination there from Loretto College, taking out the Year 9, Division 6, 9 and 10 for the schoolgirls fours. From the bow seat, Cirky Maloney Wise, Llewellyn Noons, Emma Gowans, Olivia Jones and coxed by Meg Beeston. Coached jointly by Jemima Clark and Casey Drew. The easiest win of the day. Now they're underway in the next event on the program, which is race number 28, the School Fours Year 9, Division 5 to 8 for the boys. On the left-hand side, we've got St Patrick's College there, fairly prominent, although there should be one on further left of them. That's Ballarat Grammar. And Ballarat Clarendon on lane 5, St Pat's on lane 4, and then at the top of the screen, Ballarat and Clarendon on lane 3. So a number of the schools have a double up here, or a triple up as they did in the previous event. Ballarat and Clarendon with so many rowers at the school, which is very good to see the popularity of the sport amongst the schools here at Ballarat. So the 5 crews have covered about 400 metres now, and the School Fours Year 9, Divisions 5 to 8, and St Pat's still in the lead, the crew on lane 6. Combination here coached by William Gilbert. Nash Burville as the cox, Paddy Bennett as the stroke. Behind Paddy is Campbell Lloyd, Josh Retelick and Nick Salter. There's a great name from the Western District here in Victoria, Nick Salter from St Patrick's College. They're being challenged by Ballarat Grammar here, the crew coached by Lockie Sim down on the inside. Cox by Oscar Booth, stroke by Harper Walsh. Behind Harper is Charlie Alcock, Jono Alcock and Willie Beachy. That's B-E-E-C-H-Y. Back in third place would be St Pat's on lane 4, followed by Ballarat and Clarendon number 2 on lane 5 and Ballarat and Clarendon on lane 3 back in 5th place. Good race developing between the two crews on the left-hand side of your screen between St Patrick's College and on the left of the two crews Ballarat Grammar. With St Pat's just taking a slight lead now. They were almost on level terms through the 500 with Ballarat Grammar, but it was anybody's race between the two of them, between the last 230 metres. Ballarat Grammar lifting their rate again now, taking up the bit again with the two Alcocks in the crew. And they've just taken a narrow lead again over St Patrick's College number 2, followed by St Pat's number 1 back in third place, a fair way behind. And then the two Ballarat and Clarendon College crews on lanes 5 and 3 at the rear. But it's going to be Ballarat Grammar over the concluding stages. Will Beachy, Jono Alcock, Charlie Alcock, Harper Walsh and Oscar Booth, the Cox, coached by Lockie Sim as they come away over the concluding stages. Ballarat Grammar, the score by 1 length from St Patrick's College in second place. Quite a margin back to St Pat's number 1 in third position. 4 lengths away then follows Ballarat and Clarendon on lane 5 in 4th place, and then lane 3 Ballarat and Clarendon in 5th position. So well done to the winning crew there. Will Beachy, Jono Alcock, Charlie Alcock, Harper Walsh in the stroke seat and Cox by Oscar Booth and coached by Lockie Sim. Race number 29 is underway. Schoolgirl 4s, year 9 Division 3. So still 3 races to go to conclude today's program. And on the South Station, Ballarat Grammar in the lead here on lane 3 on the right of your screen. Elsie Malotti, Eve Cassidy, Emily Whittle and Kelly Evans the stroke, Ella Sidebottom the Cox. They're being hotly pressed by the Loretto crew now, stroked by Abby Britt behind her Piper Joyce, Stella Galjohn and Tully Clark with Holly Boyd the Cox. And Ballarat and Clarendon also right up there in contention, stroked by Georgia Lennox and Demi Agatos the Cox. Gee, anybody could win this one. The 3 of them going stroke for stroke now with about 230 metres to go to the line. Maybe Loretto just taking a slight lead over Ballarat and Clarendon. Ballarat Grammar not meeting the pressure by the other 2 crews at this point in time, with Loretto leading narrowly from Ballarat and Clarendon, then follows Ballarat Grammar back to the crew from Damascus at the rear of the field. No, second last, and then Ballarat High School. But down towards the line, it's going to be another win to Loretto as they come down to the line, stroked by Abby Britt. So they go across the line 1/3 of a length clear over Ballarat and Clarendon in second place. 2.5 lengths back to Ballarat Grammar, who stopped rowing before the line, and one of the girls has collapsed, I think, in the stroke seat there. I hope if you can get her to sit up, that would be... Oh, we can't. They can't hear me out there. And Damascus to come through in 4th place, and 5th will be Ballarat High School. So a good win there to Loretto Ballarat. Another good win to the school there in race number 29. Amy Foley and Madison Butson is the joint coach. Holly Boyd the Cox. Abby Britt, Piper Joyce and Stella Geljohn and Tully Clark the Cox. Australia BAS girl. And they were the crews who, the leading crew there from Loretto, scoring another win for the school. Next race is coming down, the Year 9 Division 2 for the quad scull. With Ballarat and Clarendon in the lead here over Loretto, followed by the crew from Ballarat Grammar on lane 4, then across to Damascus on lane 3 and Ballarat High School on lane 6, bringing up the rear. So nearest the judge on the left-hand side of the course is Ballarat Clarendon on lane 7 in the lead here in the quad scull Year 9 Division 2 with just a couple of 100 metres to go to the line. Lexi Young, Millie Lang, Annabelle Maloney in the stroke seat, Matilda Pinson and Cox by Kitty Young and coached by Anthea Pinson. So it's going to be a win to Ballarat Clarendon on lane 7 in the school quad scale Year 9 Division 2, the penultimate event today as they come down to the line. Ballarat and Clarendon across the line first. 3 lengths clear over Loretto Ballarat in second place. And quite a margin back to Damascus in third position at the top of the screen. Followed by the crew from Ballarat Grammar in fourth place, along with Ballarat High School, who'll finish in fifth place, although it's pretty tight there for fifth and sixth. Ballarat Grammar girls have got their beautiful red ribbons in their hair. A great win there to Ballarat and Clarendon. Ballarat and Clarendon winning combination, stroked by so the last race on the program today is being drawn into line at the 1,000 metre mark. And that's the school quad scale Year 9 Division 2 for the boys. Which we should have 5 starters: Ballarat Grammar, Damascus College, Ballarat and Clarendon College, Ballarat High School and St Patrick's College. The last event today, scheduled to start at 12:35, so a couple of minutes to go, but we might get away early. The regatta officials done a marvellous job of keeping the regatta on time, although they've been blessed with fairly good weather today. And the weather conditions are much better than we had here a few weeks ago at Ballarat. Been very calm most of the day so far. And of course, this is the last race today on the program. Now the 4 crews are away in the last race on the program today, the race number 31 on the Ballarat Associated Schools Head of the Lake, the 107th staging of this time-honoured event here at Lake Wendouree. Well, it doesn't look like St Patrick's College has started, so that's the first non-appearance or scratching today. Just the 4 crews away: Ballarat Grammar, Damascus, Ballarat and Clarendon and Ballarat High School. And I've got to tell you, the high school crew is a long way back already after having some problems early on in the race, if I could call it that. And Ballarat and Clarendon have gone away to a very clear victory lead here with about 500 metres to go over Damascus alongside them in second place. Followed by Ballarat High School and, followed by Ballarat Grammar, and then High School, who started on lane 6, are out on lane 1 at the present time in the light blue colours. This is race 31, the last race today. Started right on, well, a minute or so before starting time, which was terrific that the regatta officials have done a marvellous job there in getting the program underway on time. And down towards the line, it's going to be the Ballarat and Clarendon College crew, coached by John Goodwin and coxed by Zach McClure-Page, William Deverell in the stroke seat, with Liam Brewster behind him, Nate Chalmers in the bow seat, Oliver Finch scoring a convincing victory here. Not quite the easiest win of the day, but pretty well. They've scored by about 12 lengths at the finish from the Damascus crew in second place on lane 4. Then follows the crew from Ballarat Grammar School, who started on lane 3, and the Ballarat High School will come through in the light blue colours in 4th place. But a good win there to the crew from Ballarat and Clarendon College. To take out the last event on the program, the 107th staging of the time-honoured Ballarat Associated Schools Head of the Lake, with Ballarat and Clarendon taking it out from Damascus and Ballarat Grammar. And the winning combination stroked by William Deverell, behind him Liam Brewster, Nate Chalmers and Oliver Finch, with the cox Zach McClure-Page. So that concludes our annual regatta for the Head of the Lake here at Ballarat, which was postponed from Friday till today. Much better conditions prevailing today than they were on Friday. And we do thank you for those of you who are able to see the regatta on live stream. The conditions at Ballarat have been excellent today. Our officials have done a wonderful job, and our boat drivers and all those associated with it. And just unfortunately, we haven't had the crowds allowed into the regatta, but nevertheless, we've had a very good lot of racing today, and let's hope next year we don't have the same problem. We can have crowds back at the Head of the Lake, and from the broadcast position here, we thank our cameras all along the course. We thank Amy, our coordinator, and the team behind the regatta today, live streaming, which is the only way that a lot of people have been able to see it. And we wish you a good day, and from the broadcast position, as we see the winning crew from the last race, the Ballarat and Clarendon crew, it's au revoir, Roger Wilson and out.